the studio.
We do have a guest here.
Right,
Who's never up
Philly's
this
still
late.
awake.
I don't know whose guest I am.
Jane's guest.
Well,
I'm
you're
Jane's
my
guest, thank
guest,
you.
but Shepard, we have trouble getting him out of the studio. He likes to stick around,
I do.
because he has nothing to do for the next 30 minutes.
True.
So he wanted to play today. I guess he likes you.
No, I think he likes you, James. I've
like
seen the
you,
show.
Actually, Brian's here for a reason.
What's that?
Jason Giambi's got to decide this week
Well, he's
whether to talk to investigators of Major League Baseball about
Isn't
steroids.
today the deadline?
It was supposed to be today. Now we understand it's going to be by Thursday. But the word is the deal's done. The deal's done. He's going to talk, but he's agreed not to talk about him, but not snitch about other players.
So he will talk about himself, but not about others.
Right, and that's true too. You know, this is why this guy's popular in the clubhouse, maybe not popular with Congress, and maybe with Senator George Mitchell, who, by the way, no active player has participated and spoken to Senator George Mitchell about their use or non-use of illegal drugs in baseball, and that is a travesty.
Well, yeah, it raises a question of, is Giambi going to be the closest thing we have to a whistleblower in this case? Is anybody going to step up and say, hey, you know what,
Well,
this
he
is
already
what's
said,
going on?
I'm sorry I used that stuff, but was never, you know.
He said, I was wrong for doing the stuff what we should have done a long time ago with stand-up players, owners, and everybody, and say we made a mistake. That's the quote. That's him saying I did it. But he also knows, and he was cited out in Jose Canseco's book, saying, Jose Canseco, by the way, everyone makes fun of him. What he said has proven almost 110% correct. And he says Jason Giambi was a sloppy user. He used it to the nth degree. He almost used it haphazardly. And he basically, and scientists can make heads or tails of it, but paid the price physically 2 years ago when he missed the entire year. Yeah. Oh, it's still a mystery where the tumors were, but he had many tumors in his body.
So what happens if Giambi goes ahead, talks about what he did, admits that he did do things that were banned and maybe not at the time, I guess, because the rules have changed since he admits to using them. But what can potentially happen to him?
Well, what potentially could happen to him is a suspension. And either way, he's going to be hit with a suspension for using illegal drugs. And he basically admitted to it. But if he doesn't speak to Senator George Mitchell by Thursday, and we hear the deal is done, he's going to do it. He's going to get a very stiff suspension. Meanwhile, who cares, because he's hurt anyway.
Right.
The team's doing better without him. But the big story is Barry Bonds gets closer and closer, and he is right in the midst of this entire thing, which is the antithesis of what we should be discussing.
And not much of an incentive, I guess, for anybody else to come forward. If you talk, you're going to get punished.
Right, but he's gonna. If he does talk, he's got to do something that's going to help, like any other deal. For example, if he could tell where he got it, how he got it, and when, of course, he first came in contact with it, because you got to stop the next generation of players from doing the same thing and feeling they have to do the same thing to compete with the Jason Giambis.
Which it sounds like this what the whole league was saying. I mean, a couple of guys went on a home run tear. All of a sudden, a guy named Bonds might have come up and said, well.
Or Mark McGwire first. And Bonds, who's one of the month's MVP, says, I want some of the spotlight. Maybe I should do it. And he puts on 60 pounds and denies that there's anything illegal going on.
Shepard, have you seen Kilmeade's new movie? Listen to the CD?
No.
No. He's got a DVD, but it's all attached to his new book, which I wanted to talk about.
Ryan has another book. Oh, good. What is this one?
Wait a second. Is that vain glee?
No.
I could see through the sarcasm.
It's Glee.
To help them just make